Shut up, Jason. Shut your mouth.
So we need to restart.
Oh man, yeah.
There we
that's
go.
Really good.
We lost comedy gold.
Good job, Eric.
There was no comedy in that at all. All right. Thanks, Eric.
All right.
And let's try that again.
I was like, I want to. What I was gonna do is I got Kelly's phone and my phone. So my phone's using this, but Kelly's phone, we can watch YouTube on the TV, and I'll be able to see you guys. Hell yeah! It'll just be like a delay. So
Now we'll go like this. What's up, guys? It's Steve with Hap Gaming, and welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by...
Eric,
Kelly.
Jason.
And Rick again.
Well, there's no again, Ricky. This is the first time we've ever done this.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Unless you mean again from last week, then yeah.
I know, right?
Here again.
we're back again with more
Exactly.
awesome goodness of
Exactly.
stuff that we say.
Because we were just practicing before. That's all.
What are you
that
talking
Right?
about? Like last week we were practicing? We weren't practicing last week. That was a real podcast last week, Ricky. This week we watched Tremors,
God damn it.
directed by Ron Underwood, written by S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock, starring Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, and Fenn Carter. IMDb synopsis: natives of a small isolated town defend themselves against strange underground creatures which are killing them one by one. So what do you guys think?
So yeah,
This is my.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ricky.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go
This
ahead.
This is literally my favorite movie when I was a kid. Pretty much up until I discovered pornography.
Yeah. This
Okay.
one and that Congo movie with the apes and the lasers.
What? You love the Congo?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
that
that one.
Badass.
See, I liked the movie, and then at some point during the movie, I realized it was actually based on the book that I read, and I was like, "What are they doing to this book?" And the book was Indiana Jones when Steven Spielberg and George Lucas were holding him down, making him squeal.
Yeah.
It was
It happens.
terrible.
I definitely remember Congo being way better when I was younger.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it certainly was, younger wise, but it's just, one of those, growing up, it was a good, movie, nostalgia.
But this one, I feel like pretty much
It's
feels
held
the
up
same.
through the test of time. Yeah.
It really, I don't feel any different from
Exactly.
when I did as a kid to this one.
Yeah. So here's a completely new idea that we've never discussed at all ever. But what if they had graboids in the ocean, like water graboids?
That'd be a fucking great idea.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the first time I've heard of
I
something
know,
like this,
right?
and it is a fucking great idea.
Exactly. They would evolve gills, and instead of little pincher things with the dirt, they turn little tiny fins. It'd be awesome.
I feel like they'd be even faster underwater than in
I
dirt.
think they fucking would be. They'd be supersonic, aquatic graboid worm, aquatic worm things.
Well, so we have
Oh my
graboids, we got the heat seekers. What do they call the heat seekers? I can't remember.
I literally think those are the ass blasters.
No, the ass
No, they're not
blasters
the
are the
ass
ones that have the
blasters.
wing things.
Yeah.
Ass blasters comes
See-
after heat seekers, I think.
See, the second Tremors. Okay, now listen. I've seen the first two at least 1,000 times
At
apiece.
least.
Okay, so the second one is based in Mexico. There's a
I
guy.
thought that was New
a
Mexico.
lady- No, it's actually Mexico.
Okay, I thought that was New
It's-
Mexico.
There's a lady there, a blonde woman, and then there's this guy, brown-haired guy who helps Earl, I think his name is, and Bert. He goes on his own and he shoots him. So this is the one. The second one is where they discover they can change it all. So each graboid beaches itself on the out in the open, and then has these
Eggs.
heat seekers
Three of
come
them.
out of them.
Yeah.
3 of them, yeah. And then they eventually lock them in a warehouse and explode the warehouse
Yeah.
with all of Bert's extra gun. I mean, it's a tragedy. There's
Yeah,
so
but
many
we can
sweet-ass
discuss
guns
this
lost.
one though. I guess when we watched Tremors 2.
I remember that they used a fire extinguisher, one of the ones that uses O2 or
Yep.
whatever to freeze themselves so that they couldn't be seen.
So being absolutely realistic, okay. Say
What do you
say-
mean? These movies are based on actual fact. They're as
Exactly.
realistic
so
as
say
they
we're
get.
out there.
This
no.
happened.
No, I'm not saying that Tremors aren't real. All right, I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm just saying being realistic with ourselves and our own abilities and our own intelligence. Okay, if we were out there and we had no idea of these things, and all of a sudden we're in that situation, how long do you think it would take for each of us to be eaten?
I'm dead right away.
I would die first.
Jason and I are the construction workers at the fucking place. We die right away.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like let's say Steve and I are somewhere, and I see Steve get eaten because he's a more heavy-footed fellow.
Because
than
I'm
me.
not going to climb a
Yeah, but
fucking
you see,
car
but
or
then
a
also
building
like,
either, or not be able to.
But right there in that moment, Eric, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? And you're gonna be one of those people that's gonna run up and look over there, and you're gonna run up, being you, stomping around, like, what the fuck is this shit? And then
Maybe.
I don't know. That's just kind of what I would
Ricky, you
think.
actually haven't seen me in a crisis situation.
No,
I'd be all
no,
right. I just
no.
drive away. I just jump in a rig and drive away. I'm like, holy fuck, Steve's getting eaten. Well, see ya, bitch.
Well, you see how fucking good of a friend Eric is.
What am I gonna do? Run over and like spit in its eye or tell it off? Now you listen here, Tremor.
What, you want me
This
to be
is
like that?
bullshit?
You want me to be like the doctor
Grandma.
and try to make him stay there and try to pull me out of the dirt? Come on, dude already knew he was dead. Just fucking let her go. He's like
Well, I
trying
mean,
to keep
it's
his
wife. I would definitely hang on to Kelly.
because they wouldn't be able to pull both of you down. Your arms would rip
No,
off.
because if
Kelly
I,
would
if
be
I
above the
held
ground.
on to Kelly's arms good, I could then tickle her and she'd swing back with her 18-foot wingspan and just destroy the Tremor.
Well, we
It
also
would
have
just-
to take into effect
What?
Kelly's inexplicable ability to just stop all motion within her body. Like,
Oh my god,
honestly-
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
It's pulling on her and it just pulls itself out of the
And
ground.
that's pretty much what would happen. I'm like
Yeah.
honestly, like I think like once Kelly masters that ability, she can actually probably travel through space because she'll just stop herself traveling through space and time, and the planet will just continue moving without her and she'll just be like there, I mean,
She just stops the earth from moving.
exactly. Like honestly, like I think once Kelly masters that ability, she'll be able to do that.
Gotta work on that then.
So one of my favorite parts of this is when they're driving up and the guy realizes there's now a new woman in town,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's listing off all these things, and
His
then
little list.
he drives up, and she's like an attractive woman and everything, but not a pin-up woman
Well, they
or
make
something.
her look so dorky with the sunscreen on her nose.
Dorky
and the...
women are the best women. I'm
Oh my
not
God,
criticizing that. I married a dorky woman. That's what dudes should look for is dorkiness, because it means that they're not vapid dipshits like, what was her name? Bobby Lynn Texter or something?
Yeah.
No.
Tammy Lynn Daxter? I don't know.
Well, yeah, she
Stupid
had-
head, stupid,
well, yeah,
stupid.
she had 3 first names. I mean, so
Yeah.
what do you expect?
That's exactly right. So I mean, it's like I love that part because he's like, man, you gotta like. What's funny is the old guy with no wife is giving the younger guy with no wife shit about how he chooses women,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, what the fuck? But that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Old cow. I actually know an older guy. He's like 50 something, and he was married for like 6 months or something. And the story is that eventually, after 6 months, he just got up one morning and she was nagging at him or something, and he apparently grabbed her by the scruff of the neck, not violently, not like beat her up, but he just like held her and he's like, "You've got to leave," and he just put her outside, and then he grabbed all of her shit and threw it outside and said, "Get the fuck out of here."
What the fuck?
And as far as I know, the guy has never entertained any female guests since then. But this is like a really quiet cowboy guy. He's a real character.
So, Steve, I saw you looking. There's ass blasters. What's the one right before him? What do they call it?
Yeah.
There's a shrieker and then
That's what they
The
are.
Shrieker.
They're the Shriekers,
The
yeah.
Shriekers
Shrieker.
are the heat-seeking
Yeah.
dudes there.
Yeah.
And you have the ass
no,
blasters.
the ass blasters have heat seekers.
Oh, is it?
Who are the Shriekers?
Oh wait, no, sorry. Shriekers are
The
Yeah.
Heat Seekers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The ass blasters might have that too. Maybe they didn't give that up.
Yeah, I think that the ass blasters do have the.
A flying predator that shoots fire out of its ass? Fuck that shit.
Yeah, and then that's the one that lays eggs that then turn back into Tremors, and that's how they spread
well,
for
they don't
miles
turn into
around is
Tremors,
with
they
ass
turn into
blasters.
graboids.
Graboids.
Get your terminology right.
Sorry.
All right. That man didn't die naming those things just for you to go off and not call them by their proper name. All right.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Here's something else that I never thought about as a kid, but it bugged me a lot when I watched the movie this time. They can lift an entire house off its foundation, by pushing up on the corner of it, but they couldn't push over boulders. I mean, okay, some of those boulders could be the top of a giant mountain realistically, but they couldn't figure out how to, like, none of the boulders were small enough.
Well, even still,
like,
though, it's
what
like
the fuck?
it's like give them enough time, like a night, like they slept out on them.
They
They're
did.
gonna sink that boulder down to the ground deep enough.
That's another
where
one.
They, can
They were
reach up and get
sinking
'em.
shit, and they were like,
Yeah.
let's
Okay.
not sink this.
Exactly, like they could sink a fucking
They
boulder.
definitely could have lifted those boulders though, because if you heard while they're walking on them, you could hear the sound of plastic underneath their feet.
Yeah.
Because those boulders weren't real.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, they
So-
totally looked fake.
So in real life, boulders that big are super fucking heavy. Okay,
I also
I've had
imagine
to, we've
majority
had
of them is
hold
also
on.
underground.
So is a whole
For
house.
sure, we've had to dig them up, but a house, okay, a house you can fit all the material on one truck, easy. Okay, it's not that heavy, especially a corner. All right, a boulder. There's some of those boulders that if they were real, not plastic boulders, if
Yeah.
you picked it up and put it on like a truck with like a flatbed, it would definitely be overweight. Because these buildings that we've seen are not like huge palatial mansions. They're just
Well, no, they're
you know,
not sitting with
country
like
house.
steel, freaking framing and all that kind of shit. It's
Yeah,
all just
they're
wood
just
and aluminum.
Bert's was.
they're just smaller
No,
houses.
Bert's,
Yes,
Bert's maybe,
fucking
but
Bert's.
his but his was made like reinforced concrete.
Oh yeah,
You know,
he had an
was-
actual
was
basement.
Bert's, yeah.
He might be the only fucking Nevadan with a basement.
He even mentioned that he had a bomb shelter, which they never show
I think
because
that's what he was in.
that was not the bomb shelter.
Pretty sure
That's
that's what
definitely
he
not a
considered.
fucking bomb shelter.
That
No,
was
'cause
not
you
a
can
bomb
see
shelter.
the windows at the top.
Yeah.
Where you don't want windows in a bomb shelter.
No, you wouldn't.
So
But I don't know. I just
It
think
probably-
that's what he considered his bomb shelter.
They probably didn't show the bomb shelters because it had all the hookers in there.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, jeez.
obviously.
They couldn't open the door; they would have ran.
Well, I mean, like the guy's married to Reba McEntire. I mean, of course he's
Smell
got
like
hookers in his fucking, bomb
dead.
shelter. I mean, they got money. I'm just saying,
Reba's down there, fucking Ramsey Boltoning them and shit.
You see, and most people don't actually know it, but this is actually a true life story of Reba McEntire and how she divorced her first husband, became a famous country singer, and went on, to do her show Reba.
Is
What's
this-
funny about this with some of the stuff is like, did you guys see how many fucking guns Bert had?
Dude, like I saw
And-
those and I was like, I would love like half of that. Like just
And
give
he
me half
and he
of those.
fucking had them all like taken
Look-
care
Oh
of.
yeah, and
he had
every single
ammo
one
right
was
there.
fully loaded. Like
And
they
he
were already
whipped it
loaded,
out.
set up.
He had shitloads of fully loaded mags and stuff, and he
Uh-huh.
just like whipped it out, and he fucking killed the graboid by himself. Well, I mean,
Whoa.
those
With
two
him
by
and Reba.
themselves. They destroyed him.
Oh, dude,
Okay.
yeah.
This is why people need to have guns in case graboids attack.
Well,
I
why do
mean,
you
fuck?
think? Well, why do you think fucking what is his name? Bert. I'm almost positive that's Bert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why do you think Bert goes on to continue to hunt these fucking things for what is it? 5 more movies?
Yes, 5 more.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
He's the only one with guns. It's
Well,
actually, I think, his great granddad that shoots some of them in the third one.
Do they go back in time?
Yeah, they
They
have.
do.
Maybe it's the fourth one. It's the third or fourth one.
I think it's the third one where they go back in time. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Graboids open up a dimension in space time, and are you watching like sea graboids?
Shut up. Just talk about whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
Nobody can see what I'm seeing.
Oh, that means Steve went down an internet hole. Where
He
he's now
did.
looking at things of the sea. What if, guys? This is fucking.
There are
berserk,
tentacles
right?
in
What
this
if?
thing.
What if the sea graboids move so fast they actually create Sharknadoes?
Oh.
See, no, that was my thought too. Like, what if we got like
Sure it
Sharknado,
was.
graboids like together? I mean, like they do like Godzilla and Mothra together. I mean, why not do Sharknado and graboids?
Yeah, Mesozoic says the fourth one is the prequel.
Okay,
Shut.
that's what I thought. Yeah, the
Yeah.
third one is a different one. Yeah. So, anyways, the the fucking. Can you imagine just Bert totally Dick Cheneying Tara Reid's face? Oh fuck! I thought it was an ass blaster.
God damn it! I mean, seriously, you gotta put like a sign on it, a mask, like something. Like that thing is just like fuck. That thing is fucked up. Like god damn.
Yeah.
Finn's like, thank you. I've been trying to kill her. I'm the one who made the Sharknadoes. Like I created these things in an attempt to kill her, and it's like holy shit. But I mean, honestly, like I said, the last Sharknado movie, you're gonna be fucking pissed, Eric.
I can't wait till we get to that one.
Now, you guys probably didn't notice it, but if you go back and watch the first 5 minutes, you get to see an actor pretend to know how to nail something.
Oh my god.
Oh, I know. I saw that
Oh,
shit.
jeez.
I was like, what the
Kevin
fuck?
Bacon
Miss,
misses like 8 swings.
Miss. Then he hits it. And then my favorite part is Fred Ward turning around and looking at it and then looking like, did you just fucking do that?
Yeah. The guy Earl
And he
was
totally
like,
plays it cool, and they kept that scene. I mean, that was hilarious.
The other
He's
thing
just
about
like,
That was the best cut, or that was the best one that they got out of him. They're like, fuck it, all right, Kevin, let's just go on to the next part.
That
He's
was-
like, hey, he actually hit it this time.
that was the 9th try on that scene.
Are you sure it just wasn't for the movie? How do you know it was a real thing? You know,
because real cowboys hit it in one shot
But he-
pretty much every time.
the line like as he's doing that or before that is saying how good of a handyman he is. So
Yeah, I know.
there's a joke right there.
And then he misses it a bunch of times.
Well, that-
hits it once.
And
Yeah.
then when he finally hits it that one time, he walks away, and yet it was
It's not even down all the
so
way.
loose
I
that
do
it
see
would
what
the
Ke-
barbed wire would have just pulled back through.
I do see what Kelly's saying. Maybe he was doing
Yeah.
it as a joke. But wouldn't he have finished it off right after the joke?
Exactly. Like, he just walked away, went to the next post, and it's like...
He's kind of dumb. He's like, I did my job. He's lazy. He's like, he's not there for the job. He's want to go find a woman that
Well,
looks like the
just
way.
like, well, just like what
With
Earl
legs
was
that go
saying,
all the way up.
exactly. And just like Earl Warner, his name was saying, you know, like he doesn't think ahead. He doesn't plan ahead. You know, so it works.
Also, that same scene, the fence post was not installed correctly because you could
Everything's
have
all like this.
you could have sneezed on it and it would have fallen over. I think it was just sitting on the ground. He was trying to hold it steady.
That's what it looked like. It's like, what are they doing? Isn't that... At some point, can't some of these movies go, hey, you know, maybe we should just ask a guy who's ever put a fence up before if this looks remotely credible? You know, I mean, because this is establishing the baseline for the movie. It'd be like if they're camping outside underneath their pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's what it's like. Because it makes no sense at all. It's like if you watch the logging scene in, like, I think it was the Wolverine, and you're like, what are they doing with an excavator out there? Why are all these guys running around with chainsaws in the wrong places? None of them have hard hats on. This is bullshit.
Another part of the movie that bugged me a little bit, this part's bugged me since like the first time I saw it, is when they're pumping the shitter and they finish their line and the timing is off and they sit there and they like check their watch and watch the flies go by and then finally they get sprayed with shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing
I
that
just think
actually
it's funny.
bothered me, and it's actually one of the only goofs that I've honestly ever noticed in this
Still
movie.
one of the best movies made.
Yeah. So when that trailer flips over from the graboid, when the graboids get into town, and it flips over the trailer with the guy on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look off to the left, you can see the rod underneath the trailer flipping it. Like quite
Didn't
visibly, you
notice.
see the rod
No
coming
shit.
straight up, lifting the fucking trailer up and flipping it over. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I-
Also, what was it? So when the tractor, well, not tractor, but the lawnmower, when they get that set up, they have that they have the invisible cable pulling it. The tractor tips over, the cable bounces, and you can see the line of dust head off out in front.
I noticed that.
In front of the lawnmower.
I just decided the line of dust was
That's
supposed to be
hilarious.
the trimmer as it went by underneath it.
Yeah.
Because it made me feel better.
Yeah.
There was also when they're starting to leave town again the last time, and there's the avalanche, and they come up to it for a split second before it changes camera angles. You can see that off on the right side of the road, it's just flat with a couple little tumbleweeds that they could have just driven around the rocks and kept
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
But it quickly changes camera
Now, is
angles.
that the scene where? Now is that the scene? No, is that the scene where they got hung up?
Yeah.
Okay, in that same scene there, if you actually notice, if you pay attention, because like it's kind of like the whole like like a magician's trick, you pull someone's attention somewhere else while you're doing something else. So they're doing that thing there, but if you actually paid attention to the mirrors, you're gonna see a guy in a red shirt and shorts turn and duck out of the way real fast. Like legit, like you'll see that. Like this actually, I guess actually happens a few times in this movie, and I've never noticed until I looked at the goofs. So also, when Bert and Reba are on top of the house, I guess you'll if you look off on the side, you'll see one of the stage crew there like crouched down trying to hide in the corner, but you can clearly see him over there. He's wearing a red shirt and shorts, like crouched down trying to hide and get out of the camera scene.
Oh my god!
Like you'll see this a few times. If you look real closely, like you'll actually see it. You're like, what the fuck?
Sounds like it's the same fucking guy.
It probably is.
God damn it, Dave! Get the fuck out of the view. You're in the
Why is
shot
Dave
again.
always in the shot? You're not going to be on TV, Dave. God damn it!
Just on the sign says "Hi, Mom."
Yeah. So there are a couple of a pretty good like goofs in this movie like that, So I think that's pretty fucking funny.
That is pretty funny. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it just for the red shirt guy.
He's there, man.
That too. I have never noticed that. Never. I don't ever see that shit.
Do you know roughly like time wise, like 28 minutes and 42 seconds,
It's
or
when
like...
they get hung up. The first one when you see him and it's in the rearview mirror is when he backs up when they go to the when they try to get out and they realize the road's avalanched in, like collapsed in, and they see the dead workers. It's when he backs up and he's trying to get out and he's hung up. If you look in the mirrors, you'll see it then. The other one is when Bert and Reba are on the roof. But I couldn't tell you like an exact like time.
Right. Yeah.
But those are the two scenes when you'll see a guy in a red shirt and shorts, like trying to hide and get out of camera view.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Guys, like I told my mom I was in this movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Right.
Wouldn't Bert have something powerful enough to reach outside of the canyon, like radio-wise?
You would think he
You'd
would.
think he would.
I mean,
He may not want somebody to like contact him, but you think he'd have something big enough to get out, contact out.
Well, it's surprising he didn't have one of them giant satellites from the early 90s and late 80s, for like the first satellite television that he could have wired into or something.
Well, that would have kind of defeated the whole, the whole thing. I mean, with the, I don't know.
Well, maybe they could have sent
He just like gets on the radio, like, well, that would be a waste of time anyways. You get on there and be like, hello, this is Bert. There's giant underground critters trying to get us.
Mm-hmm.
Send help. Yeah,
Exactly.
and they'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna send help, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one thing
You know?
that did really piss me off about this, like I was like loving the fact that Bert and Reba like they were using actual like common gun sense, like everything they do that's realistic for someone who would actually own a shit ton of guns. Until Bert grabs the goddamn elephant gun and fires it like fucking like he's goddamn Rambo or freaking Terminator.
Yeah, he
There's
did not
no
put it
way-
against his shoulder.
There's
That would've-
no damn way he could have held on to that gun.
That would have
Firing an
completely fucking
8-gauge
annihilated
elephant
his
gun.
show.
That,
Yeah.
I mean, like that gun would have come flying out of his fucking hand, smacked him in the face, done something like I'm like, dude, no, bro, like no, that's not realistic. Like you would have had to have shouldered that gun in order to fire it properly, otherwise it would have been
Well,
flicking out of
that
your hand.
and his ears would have been bleeding. She covered her ears. He had nothing on him.
And you're in a small basement.
Yeah, all those guns to start with, they would have both been deaf probably
Oh, God,
for
yeah,
life.
They would have been.
But
fucking-
that elephant gun, his ears would have had blood running out of them.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing Battlefield 1 and there's the oh my god, I cannot remember the name of the gun. It's the pinnacle gun, like the best gun you can get as a scout. The last one you unlock, Martini Henry, that's what it is. And it's got like a huge like six it's basically over a half-inch sized bullet, but when you're standing inside of like one of those bunkers and you shoot it, it's so fucking loud. It's like boom. I mean, it's loud on the fucking computer game, which because they actually shoot the guns inside of places and record the real sound,
Yeah.
which I think is awesome. But I mean, holy shit, that's not even the same. That's the smaller gun than the elephant gun.
Yeah.
You know what happened? The reason they couldn't get the other ones to come in is because that loud ass noise scared them away like the dynamite.
Who the
Fuck,
fuck would
it's
want to live in perfection? Like,
I want to
what-
live in perfection.
Why the fuck?
I'm going
would
to tell you
wanna
right
live
now,
there?
Steve.
Not the city.
If I won the lottery
I just wanna live in
and they had good
perfection.
internet, I would live in perfection.
They don't have good internet there. You know they don't. It would be
They
so
might.
bad out there.
You know what?
No,
If he
I
won the
said
lottery,
if
he won the lottery, he could start his own internet company there
he
and
won the
run fiber
lottery, he
optics.
could-
have a few
could-
services.
he
Just
could-
be charging Wong just so much.
Well, no, fuck that. You charge that fucking stupid ass kid. What's his fucking
That's
name?
really Wong to charge him that much.
That's Jason.
Yeah.
That poor kid. I'm not gonna take away that kid's poor porno.
Dude,
not doing
honestly,
that.
like he was like the one.
I would have
character who I
tied
was
him
like,
up and drug him
"Please,
behind the tractor.
Please just let this one kid die. Like,
I wanted him to
honestly,
die.
Please just let him die. Like this kid so fucking deserves it.
You know what would
If
have made
every
it?
smart ass kid died, there'd be no men in the entire world
Yeah,
ever.
that's right.
All
He's
of
got a
us
fair
at that
point.
stage in our life, we're all like that. I was worse than you guys probably, but you
No
know
doubt.
that's
I mean, Eric, you're still worse than us.
yeah, you know that's definitely true. I'd be like over there having shit to say to those guys. Hey guys, I don't know what to do. Ooh, like when they're driving the tractor and they see all the dust billowing up, I'd be like, hey, don't drive exactly where you see all the dust, dumbass. Go over that way. Zigzag.
Yeah,
Actually, I would just be driving the tractor.
Yeah. Me and Steven came to the conclusion that the main reason why you love this movie so much is because it involves your ultimate save the day scenario for any kind of apocalyptic event, which is get in a big fucking tractor.
It solves so many problems. Okay, Godzilla, yeah, big tractor's not gonna do shit, right? Not gonna do shit. Giant rabbits, you can run them over with a big machine. Those stupid Quiet Place monsters, big machine.
Hmm.
Aliens from Aliens versus Predators, maybe. Predators, maybe big machine too. There's
Actually,
a lot of stuff.
Aliens
big
were
machine would do.
literally defeated by a big machine in the first movie, so I'd say
Oh
that
yeah,
works.
you're right. Yeah. Well, there was one alien. I guess there was two technically.
There was
a
two,
queen alien in the
technically.
first one?
There was
Yeah.
no queen.
And there's
in
no
it.
queen in the first one, second one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. Oh, that's scary. Could you imagine having to deal with that shit? But I mean, a graboid, like you just like drive on top of the big machine and kill it.
They're underground.
They were literally digging underneath it. You can't just drive on top of it unless it's
What
surfaces.
I never understood is why they didn't just back up. You just push the bucket down and back up.
I thought that too. I
That
thought
was my first thought too. Like drop the bucket, lift your front end up, and back up, and then literally like drive down the way a little ways, slam your bucket down, see if they made a trench there. If they did, continue driving down. Eventually, you're gonna find a place where they didn't fucking trench. And I mean, honestly, if necessary, drive up to the trench.
Just
drop
drive
your
off
bucket
the
down on
road.
the other side, lift yourself up, and continue driving over the fucking trench they just built. Like, if you know how to operate a fucking piece of heavy equipment with a bucket on there, you can move yourself over a large ass fucking trench. Like,
Well-
I'm sorry, you can.
Yeah, that's right. And not to mention, this is the part that the real part that bugged me about that whole scenario is digging a fucking cave that would hold up while you're shaking a machine towards it is the most ridiculous thing ever. Those things would have to be masters of digging holes that don't collapse.
Well, they obviously are.
obviously are.
I mean, we're talking like I don't even think it's physically possible. They'd have to like fill it up with something else like shit. Maybe that's where they pooped. They're
Yeah.
like, we're gonna dig one hole, we're gonna fill it up with poop, and that's
Mhm.
gonna be enough to hold up. Wouldn't that be weird though? You see like the dirt in front of you start to wobble.
That's the thing, though. The
Huh.
dirt in front of like you'd have to watch it again if you didn't notice, probably. But Bert says, "Oh wait, no, stop!" Like really quickly, and it's because the dirt started to give way and crack before they got to it.
Even got
Yeah.
on it. He started noticing it sink down, but it was too late to stop, and then they went head first into it. But then it's like that again. Lower the fucking bucket, lift yourself up, and go over it.
Hey Eric, I think we might need to bring epic episodes back because we need to watch the Tremors TV series that came out in
That's right. They had a Tremors TV
What?
series with Bert, didn't they?
2003.
Hell yeah!
Bring it back.
Is that on
Wasn't
Netflix?
that starring Bert, Steven,
I
right?
don't know. Yeah, Bert's in here.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah,
Oh,
dude!
we have to get the DVD.
Yeah, that's right. I totally
Fucking
forgot that they
pumped.
did a TV
We
series
can't buy it
on
anywhere?
this.
I'm looking. I don't know. Yeah,
I totally
Google
fucking
Play.
forgot that they did that.
You know what would
Probably
have made
free on BitTorrent. No, just
Yeah.
kidding.
So
Don't
we-
pirate stuff
so
unless you're totally broke and you have to watch something.
Or unless
So
you're a pirate.
porno.
we got
Right.
we're a little bit off the subject at this point, but that's because we just kept going. But that shitty little kid that I wanted to die, and then Eric said, if he died, there wouldn't be any men in the world. In the end of the movie, when they blow up the Tremor and he gets hit with the stuff on his hand, I wish a giant wad of that crap had just smashed him in the face and he went down really hard, because that would have been hilarious.
Oh god, I know.
Actually, yeah, seeing him get a whole bunch of poop on his face would have been funny.
I mean,
it would have been a really humbling experience for him.
Yeah,
at least
it wouldn't
maybe
kill
the kid
him.
wouldn't have been a fucking such a little prick.
It wouldn't
like,
kill him,
dude. Like
but-
people are dying, like in horrific fucking ways. You're doing this shit, and you're out here trying to play prankster in this crap. Like honestly, like I mean, I know like they were like realistically, multiple people in that town would have already beaten the living shit out of that kid.
YouTube TV?
Like, but
No,
you know,
you'd be
you know,
surprised.
but being a movie,
I
you know,
was
they have
that
to
guy.
keep it-
Nobody ever does anything to you. They just laugh and shake their head.
Okay, apparently the Tremors TV series is, according to JP Carno, it's being uploaded to the official Tremors YouTube channel, and I'm looking at it right now, and they do have the episodes on the Tremors
Hell
YouTube.
Nice, nice.
You guys, it's a weird thought, but I kind of want to see the guys from IT Crowd in a Tremors movie with Bert.
Okay, that would be a Tremor movie that I would like to watch. I mean, this first one's good because I grew up with it. The other ones, I don't have much interest
I mean,
in it,
like-
but this one, yeah, I would
Like
go
one
for
of
it.
them explodes and gets shit on one of the guy's faces, and Moss is like, "Shit on your face."
That
That'd be hilarious.
would be. That would be.
Moss was actually in a horror movie called what is it? Neighborhood Watch, I think.
I've heard of it.
It was a great movie.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
good.
seen it, but I've heard of it.
It has Vince Vaughn, that fat kid that's a comic.
That is
And then,
totally descriptive. Like, yeah, like I totally
Jonah
know who
Hill,
that
that's
is.
his name, Jonah Hill. Ben Stiller, and then Moss, which his name is like, oh my god,
Oh, I know. We should know it.
my brain does not work anymore. I think
Eric?
I'm serious. I think I had some kind of a stroke last night.
I'm a Eric actor. Is that what you're
What?
off of the Eric actor? Because you know we just name everyone Eric now, apparently. You know.
Yeah. What's his name? Richard
Oh, yeah.
Ayedo? or something?
Richard. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not butchering it. AYO
Just butcher it.
ADE.
Come on, Kelly, just butcher it.
Ayode.
There
Yeah.
you go. Thank
Oh,
you.
you know what? It's Nigerian. His last name is Nigerian because he's got I think he has a Nigerian dad.
Yeah, because he's
And
isn't
a,
he like
and a
Norwegian too?
Norwegian mother.
Yeah.
So he's got like he kind of reminds me of my grandpa in some weird way. I think it's the t-shirts or his plaid shirts.
It's the T-shirt.
Yeah, it's his plaid shirts.
Yep, for sure.
Don't you guys want to see
Yep.
two goofy English people and Bert shoot at Tremors or shoot at graboids?
Yes.
That'd be ridiculous. Them trying to use guns. I love it. I love seeing those movies where they have somebody who's never used a gun before, and then
Yeah.
they're in a really stressful situation and they can't hit anything.
Like most movies?
I've been watching a lot of Achievement Hunter, not Achievement Hunter, but slow-mo guy stuff. And seeing
Uh-huh.
Gavin try to use a gun is hilarious because Dan was in the military, so he's usually the guy firing guns. But when you give a gun to Gavin, he has no idea what the fuck he's doing. He's played video games his whole fucking life. He doesn't know how to fucking use a gun because he's very British, and you know the whole anti-gun thing.
I mean,
there,
hell, I used to hang out with this British guy at my old work there all the time, and he was saying one of the first things he did when he moved over here to America
America.
is he went to a shooting range and shot every fucking gun they would let him shoot. Like he says, like, look, that was like one of the first things I did was I went to a shooting range where I could rent guns and I shot pretty much every single gun they would let me shoot. And he's like the almost damn first thing he did.
He just walks up to everybody at the shooting range. Can I shoot that? They're just like,
I think he went to one of those
"Hell
indoor
yeah."
ones. Well, I think he went to one of those indoor ones where you can rent guns from. They have like two of
Oh,
them here
yeah.
in Chico.
One of them went out of business.
Yeah, well, that's because they didn't have proper ventilation, and they gave their guests, well, their customers and their employees lead poisoning.
So Eric, this movie, The Watch, there are 3 people named Orgy Man, 3
Yeah.
people named Orgy Woman, and then 3 people
Yep.
named Casual Wanker.
What is
yeah.
this?
There's an orgy scene in the movie. It's tremendous.
God damn it!
It's tremendous.
God damn
I mean, come on, guys. A
it.
movie that I say is great, of course it's going to have an orgy in it.
Oh,
Little known
God damn it.
fact: this movie, The Tremors, had a deleted scene with an orgy with Bert and Reba, but Reba was like, "I don't want anybody to see this," you know. And it was just basically from the cast party.
God damn it.
Oh,
Dude.
I gotta tell you a story. So I was a kid, right? And
We're talking about
Bert,
orgies and
Bert was in All in the
He's
Family,
on-
right, with Michael J. Fox
uh-huh.
in like the TV show. So I'd never seen that TV show. So I turn it on, and I think the actor's name is Michael Gross. Anyways, I turn it on and I see Bert.
Mhm.
And for some weird reason, you know how every once in a while you know something's fictional, but you see the person as that guy,
Yeah.
It's
and you
Family
think
Ties.
that
Family
it's
Ties,
real.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Family Ties. That's what it was.
I was like, that doesn't sound right.
So I'm watching it, and I'm like, when is Bert gonna shoot any guns? And why do they keep calling him this other name? I asked my mom that question, and I think that might have been the hardest I ever seen her laugh. She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, I mean, Bert, he was on the Tremors show. What the hell?
I mean, that's a legit
Well,
documentary, you know.
Are they
I
going to
mean,
go? I mean, obviously they're going to go back to the future because they have Marty in here. But I mean, what the fuck is going on here? I want to see somebody. I want to see some graboids, or at least Biff. Maybe. And then I had this like mind blowing idea. Like, Biff goes to time travel, and fucking Bert blows his head off. Boom!
Dude, imagine that pile of shit when Biff fell into it.
Fuck yeah!
a huge pile of graboid shit.
Mm-hmm. He falls into shit in every single movie that's Back to the Future. So
He does. Well, it's not just him. It's him and his grandson.
yeah.
Just his family
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Fucking Mad Dog Biff Tannen.
Yeah.
God damn, they're so stupid.
But I mean, that's people for you. I mean, like people think like, oh, we've gotten a lot smarter, since those times. No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
We've got more educated, not more smarter. Definitely not more smarter.
Not more
100% not more smarter. Yeah, not more smarter.
There's your PHS education for you, folks.
That's right.
Two
That's
years
exactly
of
right.
2 years of PHS there for you.
Well, I had all 4 years. I even took a couple of the English classes twice. Here's the funniest part. I took the exit exam in 9th grade, and my highest score was on the written essay part. That was what I did the best on.
I'm surprised.
So their answer to that was try and make me do 10th and 11th grade twice because I wouldn't do any of the idiotic homework. I'm like, I don't need the homework. I get it. Okay? It's not hard stuff. God. Just leave me alone. They just, you know what? They just were targeting me. They didn't like me.
Eric just wanted to go. You wanted
It's
to
because
leave.
you're
You wanna go to
white.
Perfection and kill some graboids.
You know what the problem was? I had went to work and I was busy all day for like a whole summer. And then once you go from like that mentality to sitting in school, it's like watching grass grow because you're like, then
That's
everything,
literally my
every little
job.
goofy thing they do is just like, I mean, this is a lesson for anybody who's like, I'm going to show my son or my daughter by making them work this summer at some kind of like I mean, I bet that's why kids who work at McDonald's drop out. They just can't take it. They're like, I'm used to this go, go, go thing from McDonald's. I can't be at school watching the grass grow. It's ridiculous. So, test it out. That's what I did.
Most people that work at McDonald's, it's just because they couldn't hold a job anywhere else.
I don't think
It's my
that's
theory.
entirely
Well,
true.
Most people that work at McDonald's, a lot of times it's like their first job ever.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're overqualified and they won't hire you.
Pretty much.
The
Well,
managers
I mean, some
get
of them
threatened
do
by
a
that.
really good job.
No, some of them do.
I
I've never
mean,
heard that one. Where?
Most
Where?
most of them are millennials though that just want to get everything for free, so they don't really.
well,
do their job.
nowadays,
Because I've never
the Taco
once
the
had to
Taco
go to-
Bell up here, I think, has some kind of a goofy bunch of kids because it's like the worst Taco Bell I've ever eaten. There's maybe 3. There might even be 4 Taco Bells in this town I'm living in, but there's 2 that we go to,
Yeah.
and one of them I keep going. Why in the fuck are we going to this one? It's the closer one by a long shot. It's like 5 miles closer than the other one, but it's terrible. Like, you know how you get a Taco Bell taco and you're expecting to have like the thing be warm?
Yeah.
It's not warm.
So they make it like 2 or
And
3
the sh-
hours ahead.
And the shell's not crisp.
I have no idea, but it's not even the burritos aren't warm. It's like they have a cryogenic freezer to put the goddamn lettuce and all that stuff in, and by the time that stuff is on top of the meat, everything's cold, and you're like, what the hell is this? How do you get a cold? I mean, like then you're down to having to put it in the fucking microwave, and that makes everything better. You know, it's fucking microwaves.
So I'm actually curious about this. How do you get that guy down from the pole without like a whole?
I was
thing?
wondering that too.
I
Like,
thought-
how the fuck did he get that dead guy?
I would've
down?
just
Oh, that's
pushed
easy.
him.
Electrical
I mean, did they just drop him out of the thing, or did
Honestly,
Kevin Bacon actually carry him out?
That was my thought. Is he climbed up and he just grabbed him and just dropped him?
You-
Like, he's fucking dead anyways.
No, it's easy.
You can't
In
actually
fact, it'd
tell
be
because of what Kevin
super
Bacon's wearing, but he is a super bodybuilder. He could lift like 900 pounds on one arm. So he just threw the guy over his shoulder and carried him down.
He's just got
Okay,
the
so
inability
the
to
way
just
he would,
scratch and shove.
guys, seriously, it wouldn't be that hard. What you do is you go up till your shoulders are level with the guy, and then you just pull him out and slowly set him on your shoulder, and you keep one arm on the bar, and you just put him on top of you, probably his old wrinkly dead dick right in your face, and then you just slowly use your legs to hold up the body weight, and then you just climb down. It's not even hard.
You're talking like fireman carry all over
Yeah.
the back of your.
You just
neck there?
fireman carry it and climb down. It would not be that hard.
I still like the idea if you just push them and then they're on the ground and you don't have to worry about it.
I mean, that
I
seems like the
agree. That
path-
would be
I
amazing.
mean, that seems like
you
the path
know,
of least resistance to me.
It
Doctor's
they
is.
know
like-
he's dead.
The doctor's like, well, it looks like he either died from blunt force trauma or dehydration. I can't tell.
Pretty much.
That would be a horrible doctor because he should be able to see that the blood was
He's
coagulated.
living in the middle of Perfection, Nevada.
Where
Of
there's-
course he's horrible, doctor. There's 14 people that live there.
You know what's great is the people in that town that are more cops than anyone are the two handymen.
Yeah,
They drive up with dead bodies regularly.
they're the people that everybody else sends out to go do the stuff that cops would do in those towns.
So they should
Like-
have pretty much just like gotten a toy sheriff badge and.
Well,
They
if
should
that's
have
the
walked around
case, then
town.
that second that kid ran out with the graboids, they should have gunned him down and then said he was carrying a firearm.
That's what
I'm
saying.
talking good cops.
I'm just
Yeah.
teasing you.
Not
just-
California cops.
These are Andy Griffith cops. They don't even carry guns. So, you know.
They only
So,
carry
in other
fishing
words,
poles.
Kevin Bacon should have shot himself in the toe.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't
Then
have
like,
a bullet.
Andy, I've shot my toe off.
They didn't give him a. Oh no, man! It was a kid they didn't give a gun or give a bullet to inside the gun.
Yeah, the stupid kid.
I mean, fuck, would you? I sure as hell would have.
Fuck no.
Like,
I wouldn't have even given him the gun. I would have been like, well, you could stay here. We're all going to go for that. When
it
you
was a
die, that
really
was
nice
your choice.
Gun. I would have. I mean, like, at the very least.
Yeah, what if he dropped it?
Exactly. That's what I'm
Okay.
fucking saying. That was a
You
really
guys,
nice
in
gun.
real life, what he would have done is he would have went to hand him the gun, and then he just would have fucking pistol whipped the shit out of that kid, and been like, "Are you gonna walk, or am I gonna have to beat you the whole way?" And then the kid would have been like, "All right, Bert,
See, I would have just
make a
left the
joke
kid
out of
there.
that turd." And then
Who's-
Jason would have been laughing his ass off.
Yes.
Whose kid is
Hit him
that?
again!
Too.
I think it was the what the hell was his name? The guy that was on top of the trailer.
Yeah.
It
Because
was.
the
Nestor
kid was
Jam?
living.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because the kid was living like in his little lot.
And then even
This
after
kid's like a little.
even after his dad dies, he's still a jackass.
Yeah, this kid's like a little fucking Joffrey Baratheon over there. His dad dies, and he's like, fuck him.
Then again, maybe his dad beat him. Maybe that was the best thing that ever happened to him.
No, his dad didn't seem like that. He would have been yelling at him to pick his shit up when the trailer tipped over.
That's right.
as he's getting eaten by a graboid. Pick up this damn shit, boy. The fuck are you doing?
Legos on the fucking floor. Get in here, boy.
So that's how. That is how you create a barrier for graboids. You bury a shit ton of
Build a
Legos.
Lego wall. Blow
Well, what I'm saying is you just bury a shit ton of Legos just around the town, so when they go over them, they hit the Legos. They're like, oh, what the fuck? And they just back up, and they'll never be able to go in there because we know nothing is more painful than going over a Lego.
That is true. I'm not looking forward to that.
No, but you are looking forward to building with Legos. Don't deny you're not.
Yeah. I just hope they still sell erector sets. Then
They do.
steel set. Then I can fucking be like, yeah, let's make a log loader and this.
They're
and
not
that.
as good anymore, though. They've dumbed them down and made them safe for little kids.
Like everything
Oh
else.
jeez.
Yeah, because remember, Eric, you bought one. We'll say like 3 years ago or so. I forgot why you bought one.
I think
Remember?
I was just bored. Yeah.
You were just bored.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to play. Yeah.
It's
And,
like
and you were like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's like Tonka trucks. They turned them into plastic too.
Yeah,
so-
instead of the
Oh,
metal
that's so
fucking-
sad. That's stupid.
Why did you say that? I just realized we had like 50 fucking Tonka trucks at the. Oh man.
Yeah, those were worth some money.
Yeah, the
We
metal
had a
ones are.
ton of them. At least 2 of them weren't broken.
It was 2 of them. Do you guys remember like using the Tonka trucks to like you put your knee in it and you like roll down a hill?
Oh yeah.
On the Tonka truck until you crash, fucking
Yeah, I
eat
think my
shit.
brother did that.
Have to pick gravel out of your knees and hands.
And teeth.
We would
Yeah.
actually like dig stuff with the excavator, put it in the Tonka truck, and then move it across the yard and then dump it out.
Well, like
I
so
used
would
to do
we, but
that.
at other times though, you would get in the Tonka truck and then see if you couldn't roll down a hill with it. I mean, it's what you did. Honestly, Eric, I'm surprised you never did that.
No, what we would do is we'd leave a Tonka truck out where the lawn would get watered and then let it get a lot of black widows in it. Then we'd pick it up and shake the black widows out. And then we'd try and stomp on the black widows.
God.
And we stopped doing that when one of the black widows jumped on my brother. And it was pretty fucking scary because I looked at him because it's Robert. So he just like brushed it away like it was nothing. He's like, pfft,
Whatever.
knocked it off and then stomped it. But like, I'm like, if that jumps on Dan or me, I'm fucked. I'm not. I'd fucking just like that would have actually made me scared of spiders.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Your brother just started hitting you with a bunch of baseball bats trying to kill the spider. Walking in the house all fucking bloody and shit like that. I was like, what the fuck happened? He had a spider on him.
They would home alone with me.
As then the spider crawls off his leg and walks away. No,
That's about right.
I like the old Tonka trunk commercial where they'd push a real one over a cliff and it would just smash itself to pieces, and they'd push their truck over the cliff and they'd pick it up and it'd have like a scratch in the paint. It was in like perfect condition, basically.
I mean that's the deal. I mean, I'm like, you got to make the real ones just like you make the fake ones.
Well, that's what they're doing now, sort of. They're making the fake ones just like the real ones, because now if you push one of them over the hill, it shatters just like the real one.
Yeah, if you see the shit
What
the
is-
opposite way.
Why is everybody making everything out of? I thought plastic is really bad for the environment, and there's like micro beads of plastic everywhere because
The fish
overused
really
plastic.
enjoy it. It gives them homes and stuff under the ocean, so I think it's okay.
They also like eating it.
Isn't that a
Yes.
thing though, where like
Yeah.
all the plastic is?
Yeah, it
There's
is a
like
real
they
thing.
found like pieces of plastic in places humans rarely go to because of just blowing in the wind and water coming through from different areas and stuff like that.
Let's
so.
make real fucking Tonka truck. Like, here's the thing. Like now, like you guys remember back in the old days, and you'd get a coffee can that your mom would have, and you could put shit in it and then throw it down the hill, or like hit your brother in the head with it and it'd cut his head open, right? My brother, or actually not my brother, my neighbor's brother, he loved doing that to me. He hit me at least twice with the same coffee can. And, he cut my head open. I got stitches in 2 places from it. And he, because I would be beating up his brother, and then he'd hit me in the head with a coffee can. Cheap shot me.
Seems about right.
And, it'd lay me open, and, yeah. I came walking in one time with just blood just like pouring down my face. I'm like, oh, I got hit in the head. My, I wasn't really too worried about it. It didn't hurt that bad, but my mom seen it, and she's was like, oh, God damn it. And the neighbor lady, the mother of the kid who did it, she just fainted. That lady, she seen any blood at all, she'd just pass out. And my mom looked at her and was like, I guess we'll just leave her here. We went to the doctor, and I got sewed up.
Head injuries always bleed a lot, though. I've had a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
I've had a lot of
Honestly,
those.
I'm surprised your mom just didn't pull out her freaking sewing kit and was like, "Come here, you little fucking shit."
I think she was. Well, that was like one of the ones that we had that we were like playing with, and there's no way that was clean.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely like, what kids do with stuff like that. There's no way it was clean.
What was it you were hit with? Coffee can?
A coffee can, yeah, like a big ass U-band coffee can.
Yeah, I never got that one. I got cut open really bad on my head because my brother hit me with a piece of PVC pipe.
Nice.
Wow, he must have really clocked you.
Oh, he used it to jab me like a spear. It had a nice clean cut, but it gave it hit me and like at the slightest angle, and so the sharp edge cut into me and did this like half moon scar onto my face.
Ricky stabbed me in the neck with a piece of bamboo.
Steven threw a box at my eye and fucked up my retina.
I stabbed my brother. I stabbed my brother with a knife.
I just wanted to
so-
join in the conversation. About getting stuff.
I split my dad's head open with a cheater bar when I was 3.
Nice.
Was that on
Yeah.
purpose?
Well, I don't remember doing it. I do remember them talking about it, and all right, I'm not gonna lie. I slightly remember doing it, and I remember thinking, I wonder if this will hurt. And then I beat. I mean, you guys know what a cheater bar is?
Yes.
It's like
It's like a 4-foot bar designed for prying or stabbing.
yeah, it's a 4-foot long, heavily built piece of steel, and I apparently got enough of a go on it to actually split his head open because he had to go to the doctor.
Nice.
And my dad, to his credit, did not beat the shit out of me or anything. He literally just grabbed me up by my britches and carried me into the house and dropped me on the floor, and then told my mom I have to go to the. He told my mom. He goes, I got to go to the doctor. You deal with this kid. And my mom had seen me do it. And when he drove away, she's like, let's go get you some ice cream. That was hilarious. And I was like,
She was probably like sitting out like watching through the
Yeah.
through the window, like, do it, hit that fucker right in the head.
she's like,
Do
is
it.
he gonna do it?
Do it.
Oh shit, he's gonna nail this guy in the head. Here we go. Shit. Oh, he did it. Oh, that little psycho did it. What the hell is wrong with that guy? Oh, that's my kid. Oh, god damn it.
Makes a lot of sense.
God damn it. So the
I
special
do not
effects-
recommend doing that though.
The
You don't
special
want to
effects guy on this movie has done a lot of shit. He's worked on Terminator. He worked on all the let's see, most of the Tremors movies. Worked on Alien versus Predator.
The
Damn.
special effects in this and Alien vs. Predator were fucking amazing.
Yeah, they're great.
For what they were, the
special effects
practical
in this?
effects and stuff like that. Yeah.
Practical effects were
could-
very well.
Well, if you told a kid, okay, like a 5-year-old, that was real, they would definitely believe that.
Yeah.
You could even say that the movie it's a movie, but the monster is real, or the monsters are real. They're
Yeah.
like, I would have bought that for sure. I remember asking my parents, I was like, is that real? Where did they get one of those things? Then I was all worried about it. Now, the one that I thought was the most real, well, there's two. I thought the Leprechaun from Leprechaun 2 was real
That's fun.
because I'd never seen Leprechaun 1, but I'd seen Leprechaun 2, and it was terrifying. And then I thought the Predator was real.
Predator is fucking amazing.
Predator is
like,
real.
Watching Predator 1, just like what they did with that whole costume was fucking great.
No,
Yeah.
you can go online. I can't think of the name of the website, but it shows you where all the predators live. I mean, they're real.
Damn it, Jason.
That's true. Very true. I should give you a list of all of them.
For some reason, Jason's name.
I'm watching Sandusky, the preview, and I'm like, that Predator is terrifying.
Oh man.
Damn.
The
Son of a bitch.
yeah. So
Yeah, so this Fred Ward, what a great job acting in this.
Who's Fred Ward?
Earl,
the other
Oh,
guy.
Earl. Okay, that's right.
yeah. And then there's obviously Bert, who is my favorite character.
Does anybody know Bert's actual name? You said it earlier.
Michael
Something
Michael
gross.
Gross, I think.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Michael Gross.
He has my uncle's last name, so that's how I remembered.
What
I
else?
think.
Let's see. I'm looking at what Earl has been in. What Fred Ward has been in.
Oh, he's been in a lot of movies.
He's in the new 2018 Tremors TV movie.
He's in Two Guns as well.
What's the TV movie?
I don't know. We'll have to look that one up. Kevin Bacon's also in it.
Nice.
Oh, fuck, for
They
real?
brought him back?
Yeah.
He's in the second one for like a split second, if I remember right. Like literally for like 2 minutes, maybe, if that much. And
Who's
there's
that, Kevin Bacon?
yeah.
Yeah, and he drives away like
His
a little
picture is in it, but he's not in it.
I thought he was in it and he drove away.
No, I don't think so.
And I remember it shows him in the video game because there's the the Graboids video game.
Maybe. I remember they were talking about doing a theme park, and maybe he looked at the video game. I can't remember that part. That's so fucked up, though. Could you imagine surviving all that and being broke as fuck?
Why didn't they make a video game for this? I mean, given it would probably have been shit, but
would've
it
been
could
back
be a
when they were
good
making
game.
really bad movie video games, though.
They still do.
This would be a, you know what?
Movie video games, I think.
This would actually be like a really good video game now.
It would be. It'd be amazing now.
Fucking steal the idea of the graboid
In fact,
and
they
just
don't-
put it in something else.
They don't even have to have a premise for it, really. You start out, you're in the town of perfection. Literally, there's 4 graboids, let's say, or 3, it doesn't matter. And basically, everything's just like it was in the movie, and you have to just go around and collect weapons and try to avoid them and then kill them. And that's
Alright.
the whole game. That's it.
You know the games that Ricky's really good at? The 4 versus 1
Oh
games.
my God!
That's the game they need.
He could
One
be the
person is a
graboid.
graboid, everybody
Oh
else
my
is
God.
It's gonna give me
characters and
fucking
things.
nightmares thinking about that.
God, yes.
No!
I love it.
Yes.
You imagine playing against Ricky with this shit? He
Oh
would be
my
like that
God, I
smart
would
graboid.
decimate you fuckers as a
And
graboid.
we'll just hope that. Well, I guess they probably have to put in something where like a loud.
Unless they have a
noise
fucking
to draw
tractor, in
it
which
into
case
something.
Ricky won't
Well,
be able to
no,
do shit.
like you would
Me.
have like a seismometer or something like that that would like tell you like, oh, is there tremors coming near you or something like that, you know? And
Well, what I'm saying,
okay.
like at the end when he scares the graboid to fly off the cliff,
Uh-huh.
it would have to have some kind of mechanic where if you tossed a pipe bomb, it would scare you, so you'd run a certain direction.
Whatever direction it
Otherwise,
was
there'd be
facing
nothing
in.
we could
do.
do to keep you from getting.
No,
us.
no. Like you would have to set up a trap for me. Like there'd be like maybe like a cliff or like a huge ass trench, something like that. And you have to set up
That
a trap.
trench worked pretty good to kill
Exactly,
one
and
of
you
them.
have
And
to
you
set up a
don't
trap
get-
to get me into
And
it.
you don't get a map, so you don't know exactly where you are.
No,
the
I'm
thing.
going by vibration detection,
Yeah.
purely by vibration detection. Okay, there's vibrations over there. Let's go over there, and boom! Was that a decoy? Oh fuck! It was a decoy. Okay, shit. Maybe they're over there now. But that would still be fucking badass.
Dude, you know what would be great
would
if you
love
had
that game.
control of the tentacles to some extent, so you could stop and wait for someone to go by, and the tentacles could shoot up and grab them.
That's
pull
what
them
I'm
down.
saying. Like you would like set up your
fucking
own
awesome.
trap. Like you would sit there. Like,
Yeah.
Like they're gonna walk through this area. I know they are. And
They
sit
have
there,
to, yeah. It's like a
and you're like,
canyon.
okay, they're gonna come up and boom, got them.
So
Because you know that's what I
hilarious.
would do. Like you guys would just be walking along in the game, and next thing you know, tentacles would come up, grab you, and sink you down to the ground. And you'd be like, what the fuck?
We'd all be watching because I'm always the one running ahead. So they'd all be watching as I was getting sucked into the ground, and they'd be like, "Huh, maybe he won't run ahead no more."
Or either that, or it'd be whoever's in the back. You'd all be walking along, and you'd be like, huh.
Well, that's not nice.
We all
This
know
is
who
like-
that would be.
Yeah.
Would be me.
Why would you pick on Kelly, Ricky?
That's like you look like where'd Kelly go?
She's like,
right
wait up,
there."
you guys. Wait up.
I'm making sure, I
Hold
got your
on.
back.
Exactly.
That's all it
Wait
is.
up.
Because,
Hold on, wait.
Because you see, if you get the one in the back while no one's looking, then there's more chances you can get more than one before they realize what the hell's going on.
Except, unless they gave Kelly her real superpower and she hit the freeze button.
Well, yeah, then I'd be trying to grab her and pull
Ricky
her
just
under,
goes.
and she just
Ricky
like,
just shoots out of the ground and just goes winging like across the fucking.
Uh-huh.
You know, in like one of those weird ragdoll animations that are just
Uh-huh.
fucked up in like Battlefield, where the
Uh-huh.
body just shoots across the thing.
Exactly.
Ricky's like, "Oh fuck, I can fly!" Splat.
Pretty much.
We
yeah.
won. Kelly beat his ass.
Kelly used her ultimate technique.
This would be a great
Word.
VR game.
Oh god, that'd be terrifying as a VR game.
Oh, that would be the best
Oh
VR
my
game
God.
ever.
It would be, but holy shit, that'd be terrifying.
Because you could run around, and then that would be like great. Because then you could climb up on shit and run around. Oh my god.
Oh, that would be terrifying, but at the same time,
We should
great.
send this idea to Star Citizen for a planet you can land on.
Oh,
That'd be
there-
fucking fantastic.
There's a game that was canceled in 2003, and then another one canceled in 2004. So nobody's done anything yet, but maybe because people like those 4 versus 1 battle games.
maybe we need to go find
can
one of
get
the
that.
makers, like one of like the developers of those games, and like shoot them.
What's that one with the sharks?
deep?
Depth.
Yeah,
Depth. Yeah, we need to go
Depth,
find them. I think they could do it.
I think they could too, because that was a really good one.
That was well done. Yes.
Yeah, that was definitely well done. Unlike that whole ship hotel thing, like it was a
Actually,
good
I
game.
liked that, but
I liked it, but yeah, I mean, I would rather have the people.
I think
that
we
did,
need more
Depth.
practice with it before we played it.
Oh,
Instead of
definitely.
playing it once, right then, we needed to know what the fuck we were doing before we
How
started.
many hours had we been awake at that point?
20 something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it
I
was
think
a-
I had. I think between helping Jason and whatever, I'd gotten like a wink of sleep, and
Yeah.
Kelly got like a little smidgen,
Yeah,
and
and
Steve
then-
got almost none.
I was pregnant too, so Good job, Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Brag.
yeah, then my turn, and Eric has to get back up and get on there and play that fucked up Bigfoot game. Oh my
yeah.
god!
That was terrifying.
I forgot.
God damn, that
Ricky
game
got
was terrifying.
Ricky got a lot of sleep. He's the only one.
It
Well, I
was
mean,
fun.
not for Ricky. 4 hours of sleep for Ricky is not a lot of sleep. That's like an hour for me.
No, that's like the average.
he got
sleep I usually
6.
get.
Wait, what the fuck are you doing with yourself if you're not sleeping, Ricky?
I usually lay there trying to sleep.
He-
I just read this thing that said
No.
that people who suffer from
Jason, stop.
insomnia don't have they have a lot of emotional distress that they have not figured out how to solve. Something
he figured
like
out how
that.
to solve it.
No, you see, because then I gotta get up out of bed and go to the bathroom. You know, it totally ruins the sleep. You know what I mean?
Digital confectioners. We need those guys to make depth. The fucking website.
To make depth, you mean to make,
To make
graboids?
graboids.
Graboids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen any of the stuff for Star Citizen? Any of the planet stuff?
I've not seen anything recently.
Okay, if Star Citizen made a Graboids planet or something, it would be amazing because the fucking city planet looks like Coruscant. And I seen this video, this guy walking around, and it looks like a mix between Blade Runner and Coruscant. It's fucking berserk.
Nice.
Nice.
I was like, what the
But
fuck?
now, isn't like
This
the
is a
ship controls
game?
in that game like seriously fucked up?
They've redone a lot of the ship controls too.
Oh, have they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was one of the updates. I
Okay,
saw
yeah,
recently.
because that was the main reason why I never even really went off and even attempting it, because I was like, if you can't control the fucking ships within a reasonable amount of practice, like, fuck it. I'm not dealing with it.
And what game was
Well,
this?
not
Star System.
Star
Oh, yeah,
Citizen.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
to mention though, like the one that I played, and I had a top of the line computer at the time. I mean, I was getting like 20 FPS.
Yeah.
If you turn too fast, you pass out.
Yeah, you would. I did that a lot. Got in this stupid space
They
battle.
didn't have motion dampeners.
These are like this is fucking pioneer ships, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
What rating did you guys give this?
Oh, 5 stars.
I gave it 3 stars.
What?
Well,
That's heresy. You're gonna sleep outside tonight.
I gave it 4.5 stars.
I'm just teasing.
I'm gonna give it
Nice,
4.5
Ricky.
as well.
Steven.
I gave it 3.5 stars.
This is okay. I think this might be the only time where Ricky had a higher score than
It is.
Steve and Kelly. Wow.
Just saying, I like the movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It is.
I like the
Fucking
movie
love
too.
this
3.5
movie.
stars isn't a bad rating.
No, it's above average.
That's what she said.
Next week's movie is Star Wars week, so we are gonna watch. We're gonna start the prequel trilogy. I apologize to everybody. We're gonna watch Phantom Menace for next week.
Phantom
so,
of the Menace, huh?
Yes, Phantom
They're
of
not
the
that
Menace.
bad. Okay, yeah.
I
they are. I keep thinking
I feel like out of all three of the movies, there is about a movie's worth of good out of all three of the prequel.
Okay,
movies.
now one thing I love that I wish they would have gone into more is I love the fucking pod racing. Like, do you guys remember
Yeah.
playing the pod racing game?
I have it
Oh.
on
Yeah,
64.
that game was fucking badass.
I have that right now on the PlayStation.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That game's badass.
We were
Like,
gonna
I
play the
fucking
pod
love
racing
that
game last year for one of the streams, but we couldn't get the shit to work for the fucking Nintendo 64 to stream.
Yeah,
Just wouldn't
I
work.
know. Yeah, pod racing games are fucking badass.
Maybe I wonder how expensive the game is for for the PlayStation. I wonder if you could just get that because it comes. The one that I got had like 3 games. It had Bounty Hunter, the pod racing one, and then something else that I think was a decent game. I don't
Oh, is it
remember
the
now.
original Star Wars game.
I don't know. I just wish they had fucking Jedi power battles in there because that was a fucking fun game. Did you guys ever play that on the original PlayStation? PlayStation
not.
1?
I did not.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it was awesome by then. Like, you could play, obviously Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, this guy named Plo Koon.
Oh, Plo Koon's awesome, man.
Yeah, in the thing. So they had different types, right? So Obi-Wan. Oh, and then they had Adi Gallia and then Mace Windu. So Obi-Wan was like a slightly faster, less hard-hitting guy, but Plo Koon was like super hard-hitting, right? But slow. My brother would just fucking destroy everything with that guy. Meanwhile, I had to play Mace Windu because he had this badass saber throw thing. Because I couldn't hit shit. I was terrible at it. But you could play with 2 people and go along and do these missions. It was fucking awesome. It's the first game I ever played where you could run a tank.
Nice.
And it was an awesome Star Wars tank where you're just fucking shit up.
So, Phantom Menace?
Yep.
Yeah.
What was that, Jason?
That's the sound of puke from the movie.
It's not that bad. Not as bad as the. Do you guys think? You know what we should do instead is watch one of the Ewok movies.
So you know what
Are you
bothered
talking
me?
like the Life Day episode, that like special that they came out with?
I don't know, the one with the girl, the little kid, and then the fucking Wicket.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it's the Star Wars Life Day thing where they do like they have a bunch of Ewoks and Wookiees and stuff like that, and
I'm gonna have to find it because it has one of those monsters in it that Luke fights at the end of it.
the Rancor.
Rancor, yeah, that's what it was, and it's in one of the movies. Might even be. I'm almost sure there's 2 of them. I'm gonna have to look and see, but yeah, the first prequel is a great idea.
All right,
It's
so
a great movie.
we're gonna watch that next week. I wouldn't say it was a great movie, but we're gonna watch that. We'll talk about that next week, though. We're gonna put this up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure, mixer.com/Turkadare, twitch.tv/Turkadare Plays, and youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions. You can follow us on Twitter @HAP Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter @Turkadare. You can follow Eric on Twitter
Quick and Severe.
You can follow Kelly on Twitter
Sugar Snuggles.
follow Ricky on Twitter
Furry Twitter balls.
and you can follow Jason on Twitter
Unbelievable one.
You can also email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky at hapgaming.com. Each one of those names individually at hapgaming.com. You can find all the stuff I've been saying in the description on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions and twitch.tv/Turkadare Plays. So join us this Wednesday as we play something Star Wars adjacent, like probably Battlefront 2, or I just found Star Wars Racer on this thing, but I don't know if it's multiplayer, so I don't know if we can do that.
Oh, that might be the one you should check the PlayStation too. There might be a game that you could play.
Like a split screen thing.
Yeah.
So, but we'll play something Star Wars this next week, and then join us next Sunday, 7 o'clock Pacific time, for Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. And
Do you know if they're doing another one of those Ewok things? I feel like that's a game mode they should bring back and just have be. Do you remember that, the Ewok game mode?
Mhm.
That was awesome. That was actually like the most fun I ever had with Battlefront.
Yeah, I'm hoping that just playing Battlefront will actually work, because the last time I tried to play it, which was a month or so ago, it didn't work. I couldn't get into a match. It just wouldn't load.
Oh. I'll see if I can update it.
Yeah.
If it's updatable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, guys. That's going to be it. We'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Really loud.